Isabella Reynosa, Marcus Romero, Luke Sauls, Soren Shelton, Jason Shim, Natalie Smith, Travis Smith, Pierre Van der Venet, Roman Volek, Oliver Webster, Nick Wong, and Mia Zhang. Now your Silver Star seniors. Kayla Quintello, Steering Committee Vice President Jordan Buhanos, Line Sergeant Madison Cardy, Chloe Chana, Line Sergeant Susie Collins, Genevieve Downing, Line Sergeant Natalie Fry, Chloe Gaskell McKibben, Alice Jeffries, Haley Manel, Lily Phelan, Senior Lieutenant Nea Raghunathan, Steering Committee Jaslyn Renteria, Vivian Ryman King, First Lieutenant Maya Salinas, Captain Emily Salcedo, and Steering Committee President Capri Wyatt. Ladies and gentlemen, your Bowie class seniors of 2026. Congratulations, seniors.
And now the Austin High School Song.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. David Roy, Paul Longoria here with you in the broadcast booth, as always, on a Halloween night.
No chair for me?
Happy Halloween to you folks at home on a big night.
Big night.
And it's big not just in the sense of the holiday, but talking with Coach Cecil earlier this week, this is another playoff game. It's a pseudo playoff game, so to speak. And, you know, Coach Cecil said he approached it that way. That was the messaging to this team. And he said, you know what, I'm pretty sure that Bowie's sending the same message on their side, that this is it. For Bowie, it is. There's no game for them next week the way the schedule falls. Their idle week or their bye week comes at the end of the schedule. Austin High technically still have a game on the docket. How much meaning that game has depends on the outcome on the field tonight.
Yeah, certainly. It's a big one, and one that we, had been projecting since the start of the season. We were projecting this same matchup last year at the start of the year, and we literally are a repeat of last season when Austin High and Bowie met late in the year, and playoff berth on the line. Austin High took the win that night.
And
So that's where we're at right now. It's winner and you're into the playoffs. A loser almost certainly is going to be at home for the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's going to boil down to, like you said, I mean, a lot of the same of last season. And in this case tonight, it's going to be a little bit of strength on strength, right? Austin High, Bowie, a good running defense, a good running offense colliding here on this field tonight. Now, it's technically Bowie's home field. They're having their senior night here tonight on their final night. Out come the Maroons right now, wearing the all-whites, and some call them the Stormtrooper uniforms, if you prefer that, moniker for them. Others call them the Icy Whites, as they're referred to, and Maroon's coming in looking sharp. We saw Bowie warming up earlier. Going to be a little bit of black and white kind of night tonight for you here at home. So unlike, if you'll recall, probably about 10 years ago now, when the NFL was doing the color rush, and you had on Thursday nights both teams wearing all solid of one color that was attributable to them. Of course, Seattle, that was the debut of the neon green. Buffalo had that all bright red, and when they played each other, it was like Christmas had come early. Well, there's no Christmas decorations to be seen on the field here yet tonight, maybe in stores. But it is a Halloween night here tonight, and Bowie coming in wearing the all black. Black lids, black jerseys, black pants. Maroons on the other side. White lids, white jerseys, white pants. Got the ghouls and the ghosts a little bit here tonight, if you want to put it that way.
That's right. That's right. It'll be a trick-or-treat night for one team will get the trick, and the other one will walk off with the treat with the playoff berth. Beautiful weather tonight. Best weather of the season. Finally feels a little bit like football weather. We've been away 2 weeks, and when it was still warm, but since then, obviously, the weather has changed this week to more fall, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous night here in South Austin. Probably the best Halloween weather I can remember. And of course, I'm judging by the Halloween with my kids, and I know most of the time Halloween's either been kind of warmish, sometimes humid. There's been a couple of cold ones and maybe some windy ones that I'd have to say I would have to say this is the best weather on Halloween night that we've had in quite some time.
Sure. Well, and when you look at it, and for a while earlier this week, that cold front really kind of swept in. Was a little bit concerned that it was really going to cool down considerably coming into tonight. It seems to have warmed back up coming into today. Last couple of days in the 60s. Today coming back up into those mid-70s here for you as we get you set up here tonight from Burger Field Open Air Stadium. It is currently dropping down. That temperature is coming down. 67 degrees on field right now. I'm sure that'll drop throughout the course of the night.
It's definitely you got jackets plentiful in the stands. The cooler day air, dry air is going to cool very easily at night with the clear skies. So I imagine we'll probably be in the low 60s, upper 50s, probably by the time we sign off. But perfect weather, no wind. It was windy, and that front blew in for about 36 hours, but the wind started dying down yesterday. It's beautiful weather tonight for football.
Well, and we were concerned, too, as you talk about that wind that we talked, when you and I spoke on Wednesday, when it was really that blustery day that had come through Central Texas. We're saying, okay, if it's going to be like this, it really dictates the way you kind of approach this game because, Burger Field, unlike House Park, it's more open air.
Yeah,
that
very
wind
much so,
can play much more of a significant impact than it really can at House Park, tucked in a little bit more within the confines of the downtown area. And so, as windy as it was turned into, okay, this may be a game where you take the air out of the ball completely. Both teams just run it at each other, and it turns into a knockdown, drag-out slugfest to see who can earn that last playoff spot. Again, 4 teams go. Of the teams remaining, only Austin High and Bowie have yet to claim and lock up a playoff spot. Aikens and Del Valley are out of the conversation. It really only comes down to these 2 teams.
Yeah, this is it. This decides the 4th spot. The top 3 spots really are just a matter of who goes where, and then once they decide, a big school, small school, I believe Westlake probably has the advantage in district.
Sure.
Looking at the district standings, but this decides the 4th and final playoff berth for the district.
Actually, I think Lake Travis. We'll get into the standings here for you a little bit tonight. And We will get to those a little bit later, but
Tonight's
first,
officials are from the
as we
Austin
talk
Football
about,
Officials
you know, the
Association.
importance
If you enjoy
of
sport and want to
this
contribute to high school
game,
football and
Paul
basketball,
Longoria, your
please visit
keys to the game here tonight.
Well, I think the first thing is we've got to get good, solid quarterback play. We've been going back and forth with quarterbacks, whether it be Davenport or Blown, and we've talked about it that kind of there's a tendency that whoever starts the game kind of tends to come out a little bit shaky, and the sub comes in and kind of takes the job. So whoever it is, they need good, steady quarterback play tonight. And they got to get it from the get-go. They can't really waste any possessions. It's too big of a game. So I think that's a big key. Moving on, second one, I think turnovers. Defense got to help the offense a little bit, force some turnovers. You got to win that turnover battle. Two fairly evenly matched teams. Turnovers will play a big part of it, particularly if you can force one deep in the other team's opponent's territory. And third, I'll just say, we've already sort of alluded to it. There is no tomorrow really from a playoff standpoint. I understand that Austin High's got Lake Travis next week, but this is it. I mean, if whoever wins this game is going to the playoffs. And if you lose the game, in all likelihood, you're out. I mean, even if Austin High were to pull an upset against Lake Travis, they would have the disadvantage of losing to Bowie. So no tomorrow. Leave it out on the field and let the chips fall where they may.
We'll step aside the national anthem, and then we'll get you set up for kickoff here from Burger Field. Let's get you set. We'll walk the colors off the field. Gives us a couple moments here, some opportunity to finish your setup here tonight. Got some fun Halloween treats in store for you tonight. I'm sure the Maroons are hoping they're the ones who come away with a treat. Or maybe pulling a trick.
That's right.
Depending on who you ask, I guess.
That's right.
They might determine, who got the treat, who got the trick here tonight. I'll get you set up. Maroons, Bulldogs. To get you started here on Halloween night. We asked Coach Cecil, earlier this week, said, okay, Halloween, which, by the way, his favorite of the holidays. I think that sounds about right, or is the norm for, head coaches of football teams.
Yeah.
We like, Halloween and gritty and, running around and referring to our players of demonizing and terrorizing the opponent.
That's right.
Kind of that kind of mentality that goes into it and everything else. Well, I asked him, all right, best Halloween candy to get. He's an Almond Joy guy, so he went there. But they're handing out, they like to hand out the full-size candy bars. He said he's gotten softer. They're going away the full-size candy bars. Now, folks out there at home, maybe want to go see Coach Cecil tonight. Nobody's there. They're all here with us tonight, so no full-size candy bars. But, maybe note that for next year to pay Coach Cecil a visit here. We'll get you set up and get you started. This will roll out of bounds. And, the Maroons.
That is a nice early break for the Maroons. They'll get excellent starting field position with that the flag on the kickoff from Bowie for the kick going out of bounds. They will have outstanding field position.
We'll take a look at the starting offense here for the Maroons, led out by quarterback Whit Davenport, I think anyways. It's been the case for the last couple weeks, but we never know. We asked Coach Cecil, he said, we'll see. It depends on how practice goes this week, and it always seems to change week to week who gets that starting nod. And as we talked about, it also changes who takes over.
Yeah. It looks like they're rolling out with Jablon to start the game. And but Davenport's got to be ready. I mean, for any number of things. I mean, even if they're clicking well on offense, you might see Davenport come in for a couple of wrinkles here and there, change things up. So this is kind of all hands on deck. And Davenport has kind of played well in some stretches. He didn't play well last weekend. Was shaky. 2 weeks ago, shaky early in the game, and Jablon came in and took over and really helped get the Maroons going against Aikens and get that big win. Well, we have a
little bit of a procedure declaration here.
Officials are talking. They got the balls marked at the 30 on the right hash. Play clock was running down, but...
And keep in mind, the illegal procedure call because the kick rolled out of bounds.
Yeah.
And so, you get 5 yards on that and force it out to the 30 instead of, touchback at the 25.
Right, yeah. So now we're getting started. Play clock winding down now.
I guess they were just too early on the play clock.
Perhaps.
Or, official blues whistle maybe a bit early.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it will be Jablon to get you started, and they're going to empty out the backfield for him. Snap, Jablon rolling to his right, trying to get you started with a quarterback run. Does not pick up enough. And he will actually lose about 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 13.
Well, not a good start there. I mean, they heavily overloaded that short side, and you could tell it was just going to be a direct snap to Jablon and have him run to the right. But Bowie defense, Bulldogs really blew that up for a 3-yard loss. It wasn't for shortage of manpower over there for the Maroons. They just didn't get the job done blocking.
Davenport comes back in. Coach Cecil said you're going to see them both tonight. They give it to DeLeon, and he gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage.
Number 12
brings up a long third down.
carry.
And so one of the things we didn't really talk about and touch on, but it's important, and we've touched on in previous weeks, which is to help your quarterbacks, you can't start out in these long third down situations. And unfortunately for Austin High, that's the spot they find themselves in here.
Yeah, if I got to use a golf analogy, it's like on your first putt of the round, you got 30 feet for a bogey. I mean, it's
Sure.
you're facing here 3rd and 15, and for the Maroons.
Davenport to throw, has time initially, came off his first read, but not enough of a sense of urgency for him as he is brought down for a significant loss, and they'll bring up a long 4th down from the 19.
Well, just kind of a very disappointing drive for the Maroons on that first one of the game. They do nothing but go backwards, lose 3 and lose a couple more, and then a sack and a block.
And this punt got tipped. Fortunately for Austin High, it will take a decent roll all the way down to the 48 of Bowie. And that is where the Bulldogs will begin their drive.
Yeah, that ball did look like it got tipped. So pressure early on this Austin High D to get a stop or certainly keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone. Looks like we've got a quarterback change for Bowie this week.
Yep. Well, in a kind of a last-minute one, I guess something in practice earlier this week, Christian Haywood was slated to start. Instead, the senior Brady Lamb will take over, and he will start out of the gun. Snap. They'll give in a misdirection. Austin High's defense, Ethan Kale had him dead to rights. Could not come up with a stop.
Down by number 21, Vince Geyer.
As Vince Geyer makes a tackle, it'll be a gain of about 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Marino with the carry for the Bulldogs. A little bit of a shake and bake. Get to the outside, pick up 6 yards.
Lamb to throw, pressure coming. One of the Taylor brothers was there, and Alderson, great coverage. Downfield.
Lamb's pass falls incomplete.
Nice pressure there by Taylor, but the throw got off clean. It was just a little bit underthrown.
Number 2, Alex Alderson on the cover.
Alderson had inside leverage on the go pattern on the receiver.
And he did a good job just kind of keeping one hand on the receiver. Didn't grab
push,
or tug or
just
pull on him, just kind of there as a
felt where he
placeholder
was.
to make sure he could stay between him and the ball. Really good job by Alderson. It's 3rd down. And that'll come up short, pickup of about 2.
Well, we pretty much know here that Bowie's going to go for 4th and 2. They've got the ball at the Maroon 44. This kind of goes with that attitude. This is it. There's really no sense in punting at this point of the field and this type of game, particularly.
Carson Ledford, the big tight end, comes in. They're going to set up trips to the right with Lamb out of the gun, tailback to that side. Lamb, give. This Maroon defense stacked him up. He's short.
Yeah, he's short. He's short. I thought Marino was going to be able to slip off and get forward, but the Maroon defense did a very nice job. Good spot, and he comes up about a yard short. So nice stand by the Maroons. The offense will come out, have great field position at their own 43-yard line. Let's see if we can kind of reset from a rather bad first drive of the game.
Well, that first drive, it was almost kind of like an opening kind of feel of, okay, if we run Jablon out there and run him alone, what does Bowie do?
Yeah.
Okay, we run it again. Okay, they've got the run pretty well locked down. All right, now we'll see what round 2 yields for the Maroons. Flag comes in. Davenport lays this out for Hoopman. Hoopman fighting his way downfield. And that pass will fall incomplete, but there is a flag.
It's right at the line of scrimmage, either an offsides or going to be a illegal formation.
They have 4 chances to
offsides, Bowie, so let's pick up.
I'll go against Bowie.
When you see that flag dropped right at the snap, it's really just one of two things, either illegal formation or offsides. This time it's offside, so Austin High. Well, they got the marker at 2nd. It should be 1st and 5.
I was going to say it should be 1st and 5. You get a free play when they line up offsides like that. Bird gets moved around here, a little bit back and forth motion. Jablon, quarterback keeper. Elijah Jablon barreling his way through. There is a flag thrown in late.
Wow, I think that's going to be a hold. And that was behind where Jablon was. Jablon was probably 3-4 yards downfield, but wow, they're going to get a hold on it, I believe. Let's see. It's going to be from the spot. It's really going to push them back. It's going to make it about a 1st and 11 now. If my math is semi-correct. Well, that's disappointing. You go from 1st and 5. Jablon had the first down. Didn't need the hold. As I said, it was pretty much behind him.
Mm-hmm. If you're watching, I didn't understand 0, but now I get the idea.
Well, I've been doing this for 2 years, and I'm still not getting it.
A lot of motion by the Maroons early in the game.
I've been doing it for 3 months.
A lot of pre-snap looks.
And Bird comes in, flag thrown there. I think this is going to be a procedure call, and that's exactly what it is. So Austin High moving backwards. I know Coach Cecil is going to be frustrated because you just came off your bye week.
Yeah.
And are dealing with these items.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've run 3 plays on this drive, and we've got 3 penalties.
Yeah.
That's when I say we, not the Maroons, but
Sure.
have been.
We've yet to run a first down that will count as they give it to Childers here. And Reed Childers will pick up maybe about 3 of that back.
That was a little bit of a new wrinkle. Bring reverse look with the receiver, and you inside handoff to Childers.
Can you make
Didn't
it
go for much, but
louder?
I think my favorite part about the game is the band.
Vasquez in motion. Snap, give. Childers bottled up again. He's got nowhere to go.
Ball carrier number 23, Reed Childers.
Say he got back to the line of scrimmage.
He's brought down by a pack of Bulldogs. led
Once
by
again, the
number 0,
Maroons in a
Jackson
long
Lane.
third down,
Yeah.
3rd and 14 to go.
golly, you get that free 5 yards, and you're in 1st and 5, and then you run the first down, and you got the first down, but then the hold pushes you back, then you get a procedure penalty that pushes you back, and then just 2 minimal gain runs.
And now timeout taken here by Bowie to talk this over.
Kind of a sloppy start to the game. 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes in, and flags are already flying, and just maybe a little bit of nerves on both sides. But Bowie with the timeout maybe didn't like the look that the Maroons brought out on offense. I'm not sure what they were thinking. You had a 3rd and 14.
So like there's a
Sure, I'm assuming they weren't thinking, okay, hey, they're going to run the ball. Let's get it right.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe if you're Bowie, if you didn't like the personnel grouping that you had out there to match what Austin High wanted to do.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You do give Austin High, though, an opportunity to talk this over now and determine how they want to approach it, which maybe doesn't work
Yeah, and it continues
to
on.
your favor if you're Bowie. Big 3rd down.
Well, they're going to get a free 5 here.
Davenport trying to buy time, launches this one ultimately into the Bowie sideline.
Well, and now we're going to have an offsetting penalty. It looks like we're going to have a hold also.
This is offside means
Unless this flag here was for the offside.
That might have been. It's really late.
step 2.
Okay, it was.
Offensive
That was a very late flag for the offsides.
offense. With offense attacks, they have the ball. Defense try to protect, so Bowie's trying to protect.
So it helps, but it's still a long 3rd down. It's just 3rd and not quite as long. 3rd and 19. 3rd and 9, excuse me. Snap, Davenport has time and in trouble. He had it initially, but the pass rush protection could not hold up. And Davenport is buried.
That was Mason East just coming on a delayed blitz right up the middle from his Mike linebacker spot. And Davenport was looking to step up, but he stepped right into the blitzing West. So,
Well, and it almost seemed too, I don't know what Davenport saw, but he hitched initially.
Yeah.
You saw him kind of hitch, and then he came off his read, but he never quite reset or moved his eyes.
yeah.
It's like he was going to hang on that first read, like waiting for it to come open. And like you said, moves to step up, gets buried in the sack. And now Austin High, this time a clean punt from Peterson, pins Bowie back inside their own 35-yard line. And that's where the Bulldogs take over.
Just on inside 6 minutes in the first quarter. It's been a sloppy 6 minutes. Lots of penalties so far. I don't know what the count is, but there was at least 4 on that drive, and 1 on the first drive of the Maroons, and yet an out-of-bounds kickoff to start the game. Maybe I think that set the tone. He kicked the ball out of bounds on the opening kick.
Sure. I mean, you've probably had, throughout these first couple drives,
Close to 6 penalties,
I would say close. Snap, Lamb, give it to the outside, and Luke Rensby comes up to make the stop. And he'll get across to the 41-yard line.
Luke Rensby.
Gain of about 7.
Did you take the PSAT?
I did.
Do you know when the scores are on?
November 6th.
4 wide, trips right, snap, pass over the middle, it is caught. There's a first down and more. Alderson able to come away and finally brought down.
Brought down by number 2, Alex Alderson, and number 21, Vince Geyer.
Alderson and Geyer came up with a stop.
And that play is good for a first down, Bowie.
That was a nice throw by Lamb. He had a clean pocket, and there was really Alderson really had no safety help on that. Like kind of a dig inside, or maybe a post, but no safety help. Made it a
Lamb
lot easier
steps
for Lamb.
up, going to the end zone, incomplete.
Wow.
Pass falls incomplete to number 13, Trevor Watts.
Wow, Lamb laid that in. He could not have walked it out there and handed it to, let's see, who was that? They said Watts?
It was Watts, Trevor Watts, the senior.
Yeah. Watts had a step. He was completely free of any defender and had 2 steps on the closest defender, and Lamb just laid it there, and he just didn't come down with it.
Sometimes you just need a little help if you're, one team.
Yeah.
Austin High gets a break there. Lamb keeps it, takes a hard hit.
16, Brady Lamb.
Crossing the line of scrimmage, Ethan Kale there to greet him.
Down by number 20, Hunter Horton.
Actually going to give credit to Horton there on that. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 4. Lamb able to pick up 6. Bowie knocking on the door here inside 5 minutes. Near that 4.5 minute mark. 4 wide, trips to the left. Lamb, give. Moreno trying to get outside, and he should have enough for a first down.
I thought Bowie got away with the hold right there at the point of attack on the left tackle, but no flag came in.
Another first down, Bowie.
I saw it too, and I thought much the same thing.
Sure,
that, Horton thought maybe he got jammed up there. A little grab of the jersey. But it is 1st and 10. Lamb out of the gun, 3 wide, receiver coming in motion from left to right, and some early movement on the Bowie side of things.
Looks like the left side of the line, either the guard or the tackle. Got to back him up 5.
Get a flinch.
Now they drop back.
Brings you back. They'll back up 5.
False start, maybe, and Bowie. So Bowie gets back.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 24. Lamb looks, quick hitter, a little speed dig there, and swings off the tackle initially before Concert Company can bring him down.
He's brought down by a host of Maroons, led by number 4, John Byrne.
Nice throw there by Lamb. Put it right there on that slant.
Picks up 7. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Burns in with the tackle. Snap. Pump. Lamb fires. Incomplete.
Lamb's pass falls incomplete. Intended for number
3rd
9,
and 8.
Evan
So
Drake.
this is a good spot if you're Austin High. You have now forced a long 3rd down situation for Bowie.
Fitted by number 5,
And it stops the
Dan
clock
Byrne.
on the incompletion. Of course, obviously early here, 1st quarter only, but still, point remains.
Well, everything's going to be big in this game. You got a chance to make a stop here. Whether Bowie, attempts a field goal on 4th down, if they get held, even if they make it. That's 3's better than 7. It's better than getting the first down here. So every play's big at this point. There's going to be another
There's
movement.
an early movement there.
Flag.
Well, and they were already running up against that play clock there as it was, and I think that's what you've got down here with Drangwit seeing it, and he kind of flinches, saying, "Hey guys, that play clock.
We got to go. I'll see y'all in a minute. I'm going to go. I'm going to run my route. Yeah.
And so this now turns into 3rd and 13.
So they got 3rd down from 12. They have 12 yards to go.
So that backs it up pretty significantly here. They ran off, by the way, the Maroons ran off Jaros and ran on Hyder Horton.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Unless as they
Pistol
pass,
set.
There's a foul from Bowie, so they get a penalty.
Snap. Lamb was trying to play fake there. Nobody was there for him to fake it to. That pass is caught by Drangwit.
They caught it.
He's
Well, that was a nice pattern. Alderson's covered. The coverage wasn't bad, but he ran a very nice He kind of took a route towards that post, and then he cut it short and turned it back out. And Lamb put it right there on the money on the outside. Again, the coverage by Alderson was not bad. It's just, I think it was just a better route.
Yeah.
Big first down there for the Bulldogs.
And flag comes in here again.
Wow.
Flag is spotted from every school.
Well, if they're handing out candy on Halloween, here in Halloween they're handing out flags, it looks like.
There you go.
Wow, it has been a flag fest.
The flags I don't think they asked for, though, when they came into this game tonight,
No.
you know.
They did not. Oh, wait a minute.
That's against the Maroons?
It's against the Maroons. I guess perhaps they jumped and Croach touched the offensive player. Okay, well, regardless, it was a penalty, but against the Maroons, brings it half the distance to the goal. The direct snap to Marino.
And Marino punched it in. That'll be a Bowie touchdown.
Blinding on the play, number 69, Tyler Merkel. 62, Antonio Bolon. 57, Gavin Coppage. 54, Tyler Bolon. 77, Owen Wagner.
So Bowie to try the extra point.
Off the extra point, number 9, Evan Drake.
Dringlet lowballed it, but it hit the crossbar and bounced through. How about that for a trick?
Wow. I think that hit the bottom half of the crossbar.
And it bounced up and carried through.
It got top spin and it carried over. That puts the Bulldogs up 7-0. Maroons really got to start getting something going on offense. It's a bad trend that they're setting. First two drives have just gone backwards, and you got to start getting something positive. It's just starting to put a little early pressure on the defense, and we talked about it coming in. You got to get some good quarterback play, and you got to take advantage when you have the opportunities.
Well, it's almost kind of coming off the bye week. You know, they had some momentum going kind of into the bye week. Kind of had a flow, kind of had an understanding, and it's kind of the, you know, part of the interesting conversation that you have around NFL playoffs of, is it better to have the bye week than not have the bye week because you have the momentum, then you have a week off, and you kind of disrupt it. Maroons right now kind of feel like their flow has been disrupted. They feel kind of almost a little sluggish tonight and asleep at the wheel as Logan Davis is going to bring this out. Davis, nice return, had Green in front of him before he is finally brought down. And some extracurriculars. Patrick Bird feeling his oats. And a little late chippiness there from Bowie does not get called.
Nice return by Davenport out to the well, they're going to mark him at the 38, it looks like. But he was, I don't know if he was a shoestring away from heading to the house, but he probably had a lot of green still to cover if that Bowie defender doesn't get him by the shoe. Start off at the 37, but nice return.
Well, Jablon in at quarterback here. Bird comes in motion. Fake it. Jablon trying to buy time. Elijah Jablon in trouble. Finally tucks it. Tiptoes down the sideline. Elijah Jablon somehow spins forward, and a flag again now comes in late. I think they're saying he stepped out closer to the line of scrimmage. The initial push.
I think this is going to be either unnecessary roughness or...
There's a late hit, I think, from Bowie.
Well, the official went to the ground. Maybe he hit the official.
Maybe he did too.
They've got him marked for a 2-yard gain. Yeah, dead ball.
Oh, that is a killer.
Wow.
You have Jablon running and trying to create, and he does. He gets you a net positive of 2.
Wow.
Before ultimately the late hit, the unnecessary roughness, And you see Coach Cecil on that far side kind of wanting an explanation. And it just creates that now you have...
Basically, you have first and, 23, I guess.
Yeah.
But, wow. Well, yeah, Jablon was looking. They ran some motion to their right, and they were going to come back and try to get a little running back screen, perhaps. But Childers got held up in the backfield, and Jablon really just had to weave his way to the outside, got outside the numbers, kind of tiptoed along the lines. He only got 2 yards, but that was 7 yards better than the 5 that he was about to lose. But turns out it really gets heavily blunted by the 15-yard unnecessary roughness.
25-yard penalty.
That just almost obliterates your drive from the start. Let's see what the Maroons have.
Start under center. Play fake. Jablon. Quick throw out into the flats, and they'll rule it incomplete. I don't think Childers was inbounds when he caught it.
What?
If he was, he definitely didn't hold on.
Yeah.
Intended for number 23.
I mean, it was well defended by Bowie. They weren't fooled on that side. They tried to bring some motion again to the right and send a receiver down the middle, hoping they'd slip
Brings up
Childers
third
out.
long for Austin High.
Just didn't work well.
Maroons trying to generate something here offensively, and they just keep finding themselves in a hole to do it in. And Jablon in trouble. Jablon trying to create Elijah Jablon. Able to slip free, and Jablon gets close to the original line of scrimmage.
Line on the keeper.
Well, I mean, that was a really just a tremendous effort. He was under duress the moment he got to the top of his drop. He had to bring the ball down, and looked like he was going to get dropped for it at a minimum, no gain, but he managed to get out, as you said, almost to the original line of scrimmage, which at least helps with the field position here.
Sure.
So instead of punting from inside their own 25, they're just outside the 35, and let's see what they can do with it.
Good punt here for Peterson. And Drangwitt comes up with a fair catch for Bowie.
Fair catch by Evan Drake, number 9. That'll be the first down, Bulldogs.
So Maroons need the defense to come and ring a bell here for them. And you mentioned having to create turnovers. It's something that Austin High, to this point, hasn't done a lot of defensively.
They have not this year. They have not.
Unlike last year, where it kind of felt like there were a few gifted ones, but they were able to create some of their own. Not as much this year for the Maroons. Receiver in motion from the Bowie side. Snap, Lamb looks, dancing right, sets up. Layers one in. Rensby nearly had one. And then it nearly got through for a completion anyway.
Yeah.
And ultimately it falls incomplete. Brings up second down.
Nice pressure there by the Maroon defense. Nice coverage in the secondary, but as you said, the ball almost got through to the receiver, but turns out it goes for an incompletion. We'll go 2nd and 10.
Receiver coming in motion again here. Bowie set up, out of the gun, snap. Little toss here, quick pitch. Able to slip one and then stop just short. Reese Moreno comes up just a couple shy of the line to gain. 3rd and 2.
They've had some success running to that left side. They had the block set up well. It also seems like that the Maroons are a little slow reacting, coming back to that weak side. They're getting outnumbered over there, and that's about the 3rd or 4th time that Moreno's had a real clean look just beyond the line of scrimmage. You know, he hasn't faced a lot of bodies, so he's gotten kind of to that second level.
Clifton came in for Rensby. 3rd down. Little direct snap here. Moreno able to get outside. Reese Moreno runs this out of bounds. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Forced out of bounds by number 28. Ethan Call.
Just kind of a failure on the contain side
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Able to allow him to get to the edge and turn that corner.
Bowie's working that left side of their offense with that run game. Now they're going to load up on that side. Trips, bring the receiver back.
Lamb, give to Moreno. Moreno trying to bounce outside. And a hard hit being dished out. Geyer willing to get down and dirty. Able to come up with a stop. Got low, took a hard hit.
A little surprised we haven't seen any hold yet on that left side.
There's been a
There's
few.
been
I
some.
saw it there on Borth.
Yeah, Borth. Yeah.
You know, when I can see the defender and his back is fully turned, usually one would think that equates to a hold.
Yeah, yeah.
Give here to Reese Moreno. Moreno slips through, and Reese Moreno will walk in for a Bowie touchdown.
Blocking on the play, number 54, Tyler Glow. 57, Gavin Cobbins.
Oh, we got a flag. We got a flag on the play.
And 77, Owen Wagner.
It is a touchdown at the moment, but there is a flag back at the Austin High 21.
Wow.
And this will go against.
It was a receiver out there, and I lost the number. It looks like it's, let's see, who's Trevor Watts.
Who they tried for the touchdown grab earlier.
Something, yeah.
He's having a rough first quarter.
He is. That takes 6 off the board for
Yeah.
Bowie.
It's 12 points he's taking off.
I mean, well, and it's a valid argument. Although they did make up for the first 6.
They did, okay.
We'll see
All right,
if they
good-
can make
good
up
point,
for the
good
first
point,
6 here.
But got a holding downfield.
Brings us back to that line of scrimmage. 2nd and 5. Really, it's a long 5. Play fake, Lamb's pass deflected, looking in the direction of Drangway, and that is incomplete.
Okay. Big 3rd and 5 here. You know, this is where somebody from the Maroon defense just got to step up and make a play. I mean,
Sure.
you can make the defensive call, scheme it, think you got the right one, but at some point someone's got to really elevate their game on the play and do something to be disruptive.
There's not
tip on a pass, knock,
Sure.
PBU, something.
well,
to
and
make
to
a
your
play here.
point, there's a lack of energy for a team whose playoff life is at stake tonight.
A little bit, yeah. Yes.
Maybe they had a little bit too much Halloween
Okay,
candy
there you go.
beforehand, and that's deflected.
I think
It
that's
was
out.
ruled a fumble,
Yeah.
and Austin High recovers.
This is not our ball.
If they drop the ball, we land
That
on
fumble
it.
recovered by number 8.
Yeah, they ruled that a fumble. I think that's a good call. Was that Bort that got in on there?
It was Borth who got the initial pressure.
Okay. But, that's what we talked about. We talked about you got to force a turnover and somebody stepping up and making a play, and that's what they did. I mean, you got the defensive call in, but somebody's got to beat their man on it. Okay, it was 3rd and 5.
Sure.
If Bowie got any sort of positive yardage, they were probably going to go for it on 4th down, but that's a big turning of events right there. You get the long touchdown run by Marino called back on a hold, and then you get the sack and fumble recovery.
Last play of the first quarter, and it's a give in a hard-fought run by the main man, Reed Childers, in the return to action here. But that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Bowie's got a 7-point lead with the Maroons. Best starting field position of the night, and they're putting a drive together here on the Vibe Live Network, your home for Maroon football.
That door's not closing all the way, is it?
That's okay.
That's right.
1st and 10, or excuse me, 2nd down and 4 here for the
Ball carried by
Maroons to
number
get you
1,
going.
Jaden Vasquez.
And bring up a 3rd and
Brought
short.
down by number 50.
Okay,
River
right
Baker.
here, it's the little plays, okay?
That
You got
brings
3rd
up
and
3rd
1.
and short for the Maroons.
Let's just line up and get the
Let's make
first
some
down.
noise.
Somebody make a
Yeah,
play, or
man.
better yet, nobody blow it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't move early. Don't get a hole. Don't, just make the play.
Have to create here in this spot if you're the Maroons. They've got 2 in the backfield here, maybe a little tush push. A little fullback dive. Watley got stood up initially. The second effort gets him close, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, I think the
Ball
near
carried by
official.
number 34, Owen Watley.
Yeah, the near official has him about a yard.
He got back to the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage, and that's
yeah.
it.
He did. He got-
Vincent
yeah.
Villarreal.
He was bottled up initially. It was going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah.
But then the second effort got him back to the line of scrimmage, and now we've got something creative cooking. Off the field comes Jablone, Bird, Davenport comes in. They ran on an extra lineman or 2 here. Jumbo sent Maryland I. Davenport tries to burrow ahead on the sneak, but a timeout was taken first. Bowie saves Austin High inadvertently.
That attempt is no good. Fumble on the play. First down, Bulldogs.
Whoa.
Timeout. That timeout. Wow.
Talk about treats.
I'm just going to call it like I said. That was an ugly-looking quarterback sneak.
Well, and Bowie knew it was coming. They won the initial push.
Yeah.
But
Timeout.
you talk about trick or treat. How about that for a treat if you're Austin High? The timeout. So initially, the push, Austin High was not going to get the first down.
Not
And
at
the
all.
actual ruling was
Not at all.
Davenport had fumbled the snap and Bowie had recovered. But because Bowie called the timeout first, it doesn't matter what the outcome of that play would have been.
Yeah. Well, looks like they got the same look. Bowie is really pinching in right there at the spot. Oh, they're going to pull it.
Davenport swings it out to the flat. Lorenzo Hoopman's got it. First down, Maroons.
Davenport's pass.
No, it's not Hoopman. It's Michael Friday.
I was going to say it was a different looking
Michael
number.
Friday.
The 8 and the 9 looked a little too interchangeable.
He's forced out of bounds by number 6.
He had
Fabian
he had Diamond a little bit deeper, wide open, but I like it. He took the short route and got the first down, and fresh set of downs here. Things cooking here at the 33 of Bowie.
Jablone comes back in. He's got 2 tight ends set up. Snap. Jablone keeps it. Elijah Jablone picks up 2.
11, Elijah Jablon on the keeper. Brought down by number 33, Nate Bettis.
Maybe got 3.
Yeah, man. I think we're going to give them 3 here. Looks like.
Well, they've got
2.5.
2 on the board
Okay,
here
all right.
officially, so maybe a long 2, A long 2nd and 8 or short 2nd and 8, however you want to look at it in Austin High's favor. Under center, receiver in motions, Vasquez. Give to Childers. Childers with a jump cut, trying to get outside.
And
Still
out to number
fighting for
23,
yardage.
Reed Childers.
And finally gets out across the 30.
Brought
Picks
down
up
by
about
number
2 more.
33,
That was a high effort
Nate
2-yard
Bettis,
gain he made.
and
That
number 5,
was some
Logan
hard running.
Fairfold. That brings up another 3rd down.
It'll be
Let's
3rd
make
and
some noise,
6
man.
for the Maroons.
You got to pick up something. You got to try to.
They ran off Vasquez and Bird. On came Watley and Deering. And they're going to come in initially show wishbone. Now they come in, offset, strong look to the left. Jablone keeps it. He's got nowhere to go.
11, Elijah Jablon on the keeper.
He will lose 5,
He's
and it'll
brought
bring
down
up
by
4th and
Bulldogs,
11.
Led by number 33, Nate Perez. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Maroons.
Well, that even
Back to
really
punt,
kind of took him
number
out of field goal
27.
position.
James Peterson.
Peterson before the game was
Receiving for the Bulldogs, number 9.
hitting from as far as
Evan
50.
Dranke.
But this would put him outside that. They're not going to take a chance to try to pin Bowie. Oh, wow. Went off the side of his
that's
foot.
not a great punt.
Went out at the 25, it looks like, right at the 25. Just hit it off the inside of his foot. So,
Just not. I say it wasn't great. It may. I don't think it's what he wanted. It's not the worst outcome that could have happened either. It'll start at the 25 here. This drive for Bowie.
well, the Maroons weren't able to take advantage of that sack strip and fumble recovery, but they didn't manage to keep Bowie off the scoreboard. Right now, they're just down a touchdown here.
Give Moreno dancing around.
Ball carried by number 20, Reese Moreno.
I don't know how you don't call that late push in the back by
He's
the Bowie
brought down
player,
by a
but
host of Maroons, led by number 20, Hyder Horton.
not even part of the play. And he comes in after the ball carrier is already down to the ground, just pushed an Austin Maroon defender to the ground. Referee standing right, umpire standing right there, but no call.
Picked up 4, 2nd and 6. Give to Drangway on the little jet sweep and a diving effort.
Number 9, Evan Dranke,
Slows
on the
him
carry.
up enough.
Brought down by number 20.
And it'll
Hyder
only be a
Horton.
gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Bowie offense.
Nice pursuit to the ball by the Maroon secondary on that play. Looks like the play was initially blocked. But one of the DBs able to come downhill and make that play for a very minimal gain.
Receiver in motion. Play fake. Lamb in trouble. Lamb scrambling. Evades 3 different Maroon defenders, and he will scramble for the first down.
He's forced out of bounds by number 28, Ethan Call.
Bowie fans wanting a flag for that, I think,
But
is maybe a
not before
little bit
another
much.
first down.
Yeah, I think he got pushed just while he was right in bounds. But boy, I mean, but we talked about that. You got to make a play when you got a chance. You had a chance to get an initial sack. You had a chance to get maybe even a second one, and then even make a play when he's scrambling that would have kept him short of the first down. But Maroons go 0 for 3 and new life for the Bulldogs with the first down at their 46 instead of punting the ball back.
They give it again to Moreno. Moreno able to get the corner, and he's got a first down
Forced out of bounds by
again.
number 5,
Cam Turner and Luke Rensby trying to force him out of bounds, and
number
that's what they
24,
ultimately do.
Grigsby.
But it is another first down and 10 for a marching Bowie offense. And it all really comes back to Lamb not being able to bring him down, and a lot of diving at ankles, it feels like,
Yeah.
by that Maroon defense that led to it. Lamb lofting this downfield, looking in the direction,
Lamb's pass falls incomplete.
and it
Intended
falls
for number
incomplete.
88,
Was looking for Hunter Willingham, the sophomore. Can't connect. Rensby in coverage. Brings up second down.
Number 24, Luke Rensby on the coverage.
Snap, Lamb, give to Moreno. Moreno running left, cuts it back. Moreno into the field.
Number 20,
Ethan
Rick
Cale
Brown on the
tracks him
carry.
down. And
Brought down
I
by number
think
28,
he's got the
Ethan
first
Cale.
down, or he's certainly close to it.
Looks like they're going to give it to him. He got right to the, they're going to mark him right at the 25, just beyond the first down marker.
That play's good for another first down, Bowie.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 25 of Austin High. They'll go back to the hot hand, Reese Moreno.
Reese
Moreno
Moreno.
gets away from 2, finally tripped up down to the 10.
Brought down by number 24.
Bowie
Luke
doesn't really
Rensby.
seem to be doing anything fancy. They're getting that edge sealed, and I know we talked about it a bit ago. I mean, sometimes it's been with the help of
And that's
a
another
hold,
first
but on that
down,
one they just had
Bowie.
the edge sealed, and Moreno's had early daylight. I mean, he's not being stressed at the point of attack. He gets beyond the line of scrimmage before somebody's even got a chance to start making a play on him.
1st and 10 from the 11. They'll go right back to Moreno. And this time the Maroon defense stood up. Ball came out.
Looks like the Maroons have it.
Austin saying they do.
Yeah, they do.
And the officials give it to him. What a turn of events.
Well, you saw that beanbag come in early. So, second turnover. I mean, they're down 7-0, but you know we talked about the turnover battle, and if the Maroons don't get these 2 turnovers, the sack fumble and on the previous drive, and then particularly this fumble, Bowie's putting more points on the board. So the Maroons managed to keep it right now at 7-0. They got the ball deep in their own territory, but they do have the ball.
They'll have to be careful, though, like you said, backed up inside their own 10. And ball came out late there. Bowie saying they have it.
Number 14. Fumble on the play.
And it's Bowie ball.
That's recovered by the Bulldogs. Number 90.
Well, we'll just start back over again right there at about the 8-yard line. You just said it. You got to be careful with the ball there. Wow. Austin High gives that break right back. They've got to defend a 1st and goal situation here from the 8.
1st and goal. On a night where you're having a tough time stopping Moreno in this offense. Snap, give to Moreno. Bottled up initially by this defense. He'll only pick up 2. That'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Brought down by number 8, Holden Taylor.
I'll be at the 6-yard line here. They'll direct snap it to Reese Moreno. Moreno
on the keeper.
Can't punch it in. Hyder Horton keeps him out of the end zone. 3rd and goal.
Looks like you got that down. They got it marked at about the 1. Or the, 2.
Looks like the 2-yard line.
Okay.
Third and goal. They'll stick with this Wildcat set they've been running with Reese Moreno. Snap it right to him. Moreno trying to spin forward. I don't think he got in.
Short.
They've got him marked short.
Ball carried by number 20, Reese Moreno.
That's going to be inside the 1.
4th and goal to defend a few blades of grass.
Number 21.
We don't have the luxury of replay, but I had a pretty
stop.
good look at it. It looks like when he spun, his elbow was down. So, granted, it is inside the 1, just a shade inside the 1. Looks like they'll be sticking with that same Wildcat look.
Snap, Moreno. He'll try straight ahead. The initial surge. The second effort punches it in.
Blocking for the Bulldogs, number 19, Carson Ledford. Number 54, Tyler Glowat. 57, Gavin Coppin. 62, Antonio Glowat. 69, Tyler Merkel. And 77, Owen Wagner. On for the extra point, number 9, Evan Drangy.
And the extra point is up and good. 14-0. Bowie lead.
Bulldogs 14, Austin High Maroon 0.
Tough turnover there by the Maroons. They look like they're going to keep Bowie out of the end zone by forcing that fumble by Marino. Then they give it right back on their first down play, and Bowie ends up converting, goes up 14-0. And, really, you got 3:40 left, 3:43 left. Maroons have got to try to get some sort of points on this drive. Bowie will have the ball coming out of the second half, and really it's just been a kind of an ugly first half for the Maroon offense.
It's been just a calamity of errors, several penalties.
Yeah.
And it kind of comes back to what we were talking earlier in the season about, which is a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
Bowie sent to kick this one away. Their early kickoff, their first one, went out of the bounds for an illegal procedure. Logan Davis' second one was a good return. Davis trying for another one here. He's out across the 30 to the 33.
22, Cooper Medeiros.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for a Maroon offense that has been afflicted so far here tonight.
They just haven't been able to get anything done. No big plays. Just too many penalties and big turnover on their last drive.
Snap, Davenport, give, and a good hard run here for Reed Childers.
Brought down by number 99, Morel Hinton.
Looks like they're going to give them 4 on that play.
We're at a point here tonight where it almost kind of feels like that our crowd might get a little static and popping here a little bit all of a sudden here for you. We'll turn that down and do a little troubleshooting on that. But it just, as Davenport in trouble and sacked again,
Number 12, sacked by number
it's just been that kind of night
Yeah.
where
That brings up 3rd and long for the Maroons.
Wow. I mean, you go from 2nd and 6, you find yourself 3rd and 13. Yeah, and it's been the rare drop back where there hasn't been multiple Bowie players or there once the quarterback's got to the top of this drop. At that point, I'm not even sure Davenport got all the way back before pressure caved in on him.
roll him to his left. Davenport sets incomplete into the out-of-bounds sideline, looking in the direction of Brady Ford. I'll stop the clock, bring up 4th down.
Well, now you give Bowie a chance to add to this lead. There's 2:08. They should have no less than solid field position, probably excellent field position.
Punt is on the way from Peterson. Drangwet
Fair catch.
calls the
Number
fair
9,
catch.
Off the foot
That'll
of
take
James
us
Peterson.
to the 2-minute timeout. And it'll be Bowie football when we come back here on the Vipe Live Network, your home for Maroon football. Welcome me back in. David Roy, Paul Longoria here with you in the broadcast booth. 2 minutes remain. Bowie can only stop the clock one more time. They've burned up 2 of their 3 timeouts here in the half. Austin High has not yet touched theirs on a night where the Maroons trail by 14, but it feels like they're trailing by 30. Lamb looks, a little swing pass here to Reese Moreno. Moreno bottled up, slips one, slipped a second, and that third effort pushes him out to the 40-yard line.
Brought down by number 28, Ethan Call.
Gain of 2. And a long throw, incomplete. Really good coverage by Vince Geyer.
Intended for number 8, Kieran Campbell.
Long third down now.
Long third down. 3rd and 8 here. See if the Maroons can get off the field. They've actually got 2
Number
timeouts
21,
left, so
Vince
they
Geyer
called that
on
one
coverage.
timeout on that quarterback sneak.
Yeah. Be 3rd and 8 from the 40. Man, this play clock winding down. Finally, they snap it. Lamb in trouble, trying to set the screen,
here we go.
and it's intercepted. John Burns finally brought down at the 25-yard line.
John Burns.
And the Maroons backs against their wall, and they come up with a massive turnover.
Well, I was kind of hoping he'd outrun the lineman. That's okay. Well,
good angle by the offensive line to catch him.
Yeah. He didn't get outside the numbers quick enough, or even outside the hash mark. There's a Bowie player that is down. I don't know if that's the lineman that made the tackle, but big opportunity here for the Maroons. 1st and 25 after that pick. You know, I'll go ahead and say it at the risk of sounding dramatic that this could be a drive here that keeps their playoff hopes alive. If they come away from this drive with nothing, that's going to be a problem the rest of the way. They've got to take advantage of this.
Well, we've talked about it. I mean, and I mentioned earlier, and I get it. Everybody at home, it's only down 14, and I understand that, but it feels much more than that, and it only feels that way because of Austin High themselves. And it's not necessarily that anybody's necessarily playing poorly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a lot of mistakes, a lot of mental errors, a lot of penalties, a lot of miscues as a whole. And, they're marking this off, I guess, to where he caught it.
Did they say he was down?
I'm guessing he was down. I think he tripped. They're going to back it up to the 41.
I guess I don't recall seeing him go down to the ground, but.
And a handoff here, nowhere to go. And therein, I think, is the larger part of the problem if you're Austin High that's causing a lot of the errors that you're seeing here tonight. This offensive line is just
getting blown up.
I mean, they are just, being given the business by this Bowie front seven. It's the best way I can say it. I mean, Bowie's out here acting like a bully, just kind of taking this offensive line's lunch right now. I mean, that's the way it is. They're just getting through repeatedly as Jablon having to step up and run, and he's able to turn on the corner, gets flipped up and over.
Jablon on the keeper.
Wow, boy, that was one heck of an effort there by.
Down by number 26, Taylor Gibbs.
That was one heck of an effort there by Jablon. You were just in the middle of talking about how every play Bowie's just blowing up the offensive line, and Jablon gets back. He's not even to the top of his drop. He's already got to run for his life. I'm not even sure how he got out of there. He turns it upfield. Not only does he avoid the sack, not only does he avoid the no gain, but he gets upfield and turns what should be like a 3rd and 15 to a 3rd and 3. And he gets hit pretty good in the process.
I mean, he got
upended. That is a tough run there.
I mean, that was quite the car wreck there, if you will. I mean, Bowie defender drops his shoulder, cuts low, and up goes Jablon, excuse me, going, head over heels. Not to, mince words on it, and
that's what happened, though.
He bounces back up, though, pretty quickly, totally fine. 3rd down, and it's a big one.
Yeah. So, so the first thing they got to do is get this first down. There's 26 seconds left. They've only got one timeout left.
The men's restroom on the west side of the stadium.
First thing is get this first down and then get reset from there. Hopefully, if they get it, it's a play that goes out of bounds and stops the clock. But first of all, they got to get the 3 yards.
The give here, second effort doesn't quite get there.
Childers, brought down by number 33, Nate Perez.
Okay, well, they're going to call their last timeout.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Maroons.
And it'll be 4th and about 3. So all of that for a yard. I mean, give Bowie credit defensively.
Yeah.
They have had Austin High's offense, the tendencies, the play calling, they've had their number. Now, part of that hasn't really mattered because this front 7 of Bowie has been consistently getting penetration, blowing up. It hasn't really mattered what Austin High's called. They haven't had enough time to try and run it, whether it's Jabone or Davenport back there, Childers or DeLeon getting the ball. Who, by the way, we have not seen a lot of Caleb DeLeon tonight. It's been a lot of Childers.
Yeah.
And it has just all coalesced. And what we're seeing tonight, and ball came out.
Recovered by number 90, Kate Venable.
Bowie comes up with it.
Well, that kind of just sums up the first half offensively for the Maroons. It wasn't a bad snap. Jablon just never corralled the ball. And, you don't even give yourself a chance to run the play. I mean, it's one thing, okay, hey, you get stopped. The defense makes a great effort and they stop you. You're just giving it up. You might as well take the snap and just go take a knee. I mean, wow.
It's been tough sledding for this Maroon offense tonight. And, to their credit, I mean, defensively, they've done much of what they can as Brady Lamb dropped the snap here. This pass caught, hard tackle. Keeps him in bounds. That clock should keep running.
Lamb's pass complete to number 14,
and
Luke
we're
Nelson.
Stopping the clock. There's some discrepancy. There's some home cooking with their clock operators in here tonight.
Yeah, I feel like there is. There we go.
Well, they're saying he got the first down.
Well, I understand that they say he got the first down, but then the clock should start when unless they call timeout right away.
Well, they didn't call it right away, and they did restart it, I think, once the chains got reset. So 6 ticks of the clock. Finally, Bowie takes a timeout themselves.
They've got 1 left now.
There's just been a few times where it kind of feels like, though, that the play clock has maybe been kind of
a little bit slow.
A quick kind of trigger finger on it.
Kind of
kind of a slower one, depending on who has possession. But that's home field. That's kind of the home cooking that you get, depending on where you are.
You got your home scorekeeper. Clock keeper.
And so tonight has been a night for the Maroons. I mean, and we've covered all of it. It's been penalties. It's been a struggle up front offensively to protect either quarterback. Hasn't mattered who's back there. I think Jablon being in gives you a little bit something, that escapability with his legs that Davenport just hasn't had, throughout the course of the season. That's not a knock on Davenport. It's just a reality of too often, and I think it's just kind of the style. Jablon being a little bit more mobile, he's more willing to kind of run. Davenport kind of wants to be able to stay in the pocket and go through his progressions, and he just hasn't been able to do that. As the ball comes out there, and they will say that Lamb's arm was going forward. They'll rule that an incomplete pass. That should do it, though, for the half.
That'll be an incomplete.
Well, sort
That's
of
exactly what it is.
And
kind of
we
an
went
ugly end to
Bulldogs 14.
ugly
Austin
offensive
High
end
Maroons
to
0.
ugly first half.
It's kind of the way it's been.
Remember, folks, coming out of halftime.
And it's just kind of
we
been
have
that
a
kind of
pick
night.
to
Now,
win
and again,
by two amazing students. We have Nate Lowe
when you
representing
stop
Bowie,
and you look
and
at
Anthony
it,
James representing High. Making
it's
a
not-
35-yard field goal.
it's a
contestable
14-point
win,
game.
a 2025 Jeep
and it's
Compass.
only a 14-point game.
25-yard kick
It feels
is for
like, and I get it, fans at home, the way we're talking, I mean, it feels like Austin High is down by 40.
instead of 14.
You know, instead of
Yeah,
14, okay? Like, I understand the methodology and the message there that comes with that. A lot of miscues,
Yeah.
right? Just whether it's some blocking miscues
Yeah.
or whether it's protection, run blocking, like just too much early penetration by this Bowie defense. They're getting into the backfield, run or pass. And, I mean, Childers, a lot of the time, his first contact is coming 2 yards in the backfield
Yeah,
on some
yeah,
plays. And
yeah.
he's having to break out of and fight just to pick up 2 yards past the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage.
yeah.
So you
Now,
have that
for
part
your
of it,
halftime
that
enjoyment,
component.
are
Then
the
you add on the
award-winning
aspect
Austin
of
High Red Jackets.
you can't protect from an offensive standpoint for Jablon or Davenport. They can't get a
Yeah.
throw off. They can't even read the defense.
No.
Jablon's having to essentially bail within 2 steps of the drop back,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And so it's a testament to Bowie. They're bringing pressure. The other part of it is defensively, Reese Moreno has taken off for this Bowie offense.
Yeah.
Now, I will say on that back end of the second quarter, this defense finally kind of, it seemed to adjust.
A little bit, yeah.
Kind of started to clamp down, squeeze the vice on Moreno. There's been some big play opportunities from Lamb through the air. They've missed on some good pass coverage by the Austin High Maroons. So there's plays to be made. There's plays to be made offensively. The offensive line, though, it kind of feels like we're the last ones off the bus
Yeah.
for the bye week. They're a little bit, asleep out there a little bit. They're going to need to wake up.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine what Coach Cecil's message is in the locker room in terms of, guys, your playoff lives are at stake.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a
This is
game
it.
next week, but there's not going to be another game after that if you don't wake up here tonight. And really, that's what it is. This Maroon team needs to wake up here tonight. And that's just kind of the feeling that it is that they're just kind of asleep right now. They haven't really arrived. This is not the same Maroon team you and I have seen these last 4 weeks, since the start of district.
Yeah. I mean, you hit it right on the head. It's just been it was a very frustrating first 24 minutes of play. Just so many mistakes. I would say the one positive is, and we talked about it, they've created turnovers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that hasn't produced a lead, but at a minimum, it's kind of kept the score down a little bit. I mean, now and of course, if Austin High doesn't turn the ball right back over on that one when Bowie got the ball and was driving inside the 10, then maybe the score is just 7-0. But really, the offense has got to get things going, and the issue with the offensive line, unfortunately, it's really kind of been the Achilles heel all season, and now they've got 24 minutes left to try to get it together, try to make something happen. They're going to need a big play from somewhere, whether it's a pick six type deal or scoop and score or punt return, something. They're going to need to get at least one cheap score, I think. Again, I know it's 14-0. And we talk about it. Look, it's just 14-0, but as you and I have said, sometimes it feels like it's 40-0.
Yeah, and it's just kind of had that feel kind of throughout the course of the night. Now, there was a couple times, Burns had that interception there that set up Austin High, really good field position, kind of thinking, okay, you have an opportunity here to kind of change the dynamic of the game, and unfortunately they weren't able to do that again. Great defensive stand by Bowie. And so right now, and this is why, the conversation, defense wins championships. Strength on strength. Coach Cecil said it coming into the week, which was, hey, we can run the ball really well. Bowie has a really good defense. They defend the run really well. It's strength on strength. Right now, Bowie's strength kind of winning that battle right now up front. winning it in regards to defense versus offense. But will that continue? Can this offense make the adjustments necessary to change this around? If I'm Bowie defensively, I wouldn't change anything that I'm doing. It's working. I think Austin High is going to have to figure out a way to circumvent that, to get through that defense. And then defensively, I think they're going to have to create a couple more turnovers. To try, you're going to have to snag a few extra possessions to give your offense a chance to capitalize on them, because the way it's going, this offense is struggling to get going. You need to give them extra, extra bites at the apple to try and figure it out here.
And you got to give them all sorts of help. I mean, not just the extra possessions, but if you can, there's a huge difference if you can force a turnover in plus territories as opposed to deep in your own end of the field. I mean, you'll take a turnover wherever you get, but if you can really shorten that field, this is just not an offense that is built to drive 70, 80 yards for a score. They need short fields, and they need them in a hurry. They got 24 minutes left in the second half to get it done.
Well, and it's not even a matter of they can't drive down the field 70, 80 yards. It's that they can't do it in a hurry. Right? You can't put yourselves in a position where you have to come up with that much yardage and come up with points in rapid succession. That's not the identity of this team. That's not who this offense is. That's not who they've been all season. They're going to have to figure out a way to snag some extra tries, some extra bites at the apple to try and dig themselves out of this. And again, only down 14. They're going to need some help offensively. They're going to need the ball to bounce their way a few more times to sort this out. Well, that will do it. We'll send you back down for the halftime. The Red Jackets take center stage here at the Burger Athletic Complex here on Halloween night from Burger Field. We'll be back for the start of the third quarter in a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the award-winning James Bowie High School Silver Stars. The 2025-2026 Silver Stars are led by Junior Lieutenants Eden James and Anna Troxel, Senior Lieutenant Neha Raghunathan, First Lieutenant Maya Salinas, Captain Emily Saucedo. The steering committee includes junior members Leela Asamoah, Naomi Hughes, Carmen Leindecker, senior member Jaslyn Renteria, Vice President Jordan Buanos, President Capri Wyatt. The Silver Stars are under the direction of Miss Leanne Bonoski and Mrs. Alyssa Paramsky. Spirit Girl of the Week is Jordan Buanos. Silver Star of the Week is Maya Salinas. And now, for your halftime entertainment, the Silver Stars will perform their traditional high kick to How the West Was Won. Together, the Bowie Band and Silver Stars have been performing this production since the founding of Bowie High School in 1988. Now watch and enjoy as we continue this special tradition that makes Bowie great. Ladies and gentlemen, the James Bowie Silver Stars. The Silver Stars would like to thank our amazing Booster Club. Thank you for everything you do for us. We would like to give a special thanks to our platinum sponsors of the week, Balance Dance Studios, Brunson Dental, Body Lab, and Desano Pizzeria Napolitana. Join me in welcoming to the field the award-winning and nationally acclaimed James Bowie Outdoor Performing Ensemble. Tonight, the OPE will be performing part of their 2025 production titled The War of Art. The Bowie Outdoor Performing Ensemble is under the field direction of drum majors Luke Sauls, Claire Broom, Alex Flores, and Jasmine Snowden. Soloists are Marcus Romero on oboe, Nick Wyatt on bass clarinet, Jason Shim on alto sax, Sayaka Nabashima on soprano sax, Jericho Rivera on tenor sax, and Luca Camara on baritone sax. Show coordination and drill design by Luke Gall. Music arrangements by Doug Thrower and Dr. Drew Dickey. In the James Bowie High School Outdoor Performing Ensemble. is under the direction of Jennifer Hanford, Tyler Jacks, Joshua Bailey, Reed Paxton, and Daniel Riley. The section of the week is the Baritones. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to this program. The Bowie OPE loves our sponsors, and tonight they would like to thank the Tower and Maestro level sponsors for their amazing support. The premier Tower level sponsor, Jolie G. Holmes, and the outstanding Maestro level sponsor, Amanda Escobar, Allstate Insurance. The Bowie OPE would like to wish the Austin High Band the best of luck on the rest of their season. Ladies and gentlemen, the James Bowie Outdoor Performing Ensemble.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. VIP, coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, off light for that new home. Bed in the state, wanna see my league, the whole city.
Welcome back in. David Roy, Paul Longoria here with you in the broadcast booth. We're getting you set up here for the start of the third quarter. Austin High set to kick it away.
Number 27, James Peterson.
And Peterson called upon to send this one off. Kick is away. This will be fielded at the 2-yard line.
Number
And it's a
27,
good return
Julius
all the way
Silva on
out to the
return.
33-yard line. And that is
Brought
where the
down by
Bulldogs
number
will
19,
start their
Henry
drive.
Well, the Maroons got 2 quarters. Turn this thing around and get themselves into postseason. Starts right here. You know, 3 and out would be nice here, but anything to get the ball back quickly, or get the ball quickly in the second half. Starts right here on defense.
Lamb will start in the gun, 2 backs in the backfield. Give to 1, and it'll
27,
net
Julius
only
Silva
about
on the
2,
carry.
and that is how the Bulldogs begin
Brought
this
down by number
series.
4, John Burns.
You know, this rushing attack of Bowie was the kryptonite, so to speak, of this Austin High defense, able to just turn the corner really on the perimeter. Not so much of the interior of the defense, but if Bowie could get to the edge, they were having success.
Yeah.
And now a botch snap and a flag comes in. So we'll see what kind of early movement we had. Austin High pointing in the direction of Bowie. That's exactly who it is. So it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs. I'll set up in the gun here. Lamb with trips to his right. Low snap, had to catch his midsection, and Lamb able to somehow get out of that. Ethan Kale had him. Brady Lamb finally caught and dragged down by Alex Alderson.
Number 2, Alex
But it is a first down for the Bulldogs of Bowie.
First down, Bowie.
All the way down to the Austin High 20-yard line.
Well, they just run a simple quarterback draw, and it looked like it was going to go for minimal gain, but he broke a tackle, broke a second tackle, and got quickly to the 3rd level of the defense. And boy, well, it's going to be a hold on that play right there on the edge by Bowie. That'll push it back 10 yards, but yeah, that's got to take some of
Brought down by number 24,
some of the early wind out of your sails for the Maroons. Again, they're against the ropes here. I know it's only down 14-0, but every minute that ticks by, they don't have the ball. It just puts more and more pressure on an offense that's already struggling to get this game, to get them back in the game somehow. Bowie be working on 1st and 20 after that hold on the edge on that little swing pass.
Missed tackling. We didn't touch on it in the first half, but that's been the other self-inflicted wound of the Maroons tonight. As Reese Moreno turning the corner and finally gets chopped down by Vince Geyer right at about that line of scrimmage, the initial line of scrimmage of the series.
Vince Geyer, number 28.
Well, that's kind of been the theme of the night. I mean, they run it to the outside. They run either a sweep or some sort of stretch play. He gets to the outside, and he's got a full load of steam by the time he gets to the line of scrimmage. Nobody's there to meet him, and he's already at the second level. Same thing here. I mean, first contact is 9 yards down the field.
Brought down by number 21, Vince Geyer.
It just kind of turns into
he's got all that yardage out in front of him. He just has to get out there and start running.
They're gonna have to, at some point, if you're Austin High, commit more bodies into the box. I know they seem hesitant to do that, but at this point, you're gonna have to stack the box, and you're gonna have to stack it with some speed that will allow you to quickly attack the boundary and set that edge. Right now, they're getting beat on the edges, and there's nowhere for him to go. Is Lamb trying to do it again here, this time corralled. but he still is able to move it forward down to the 8.
Brought
Second
down
goal.
by number 4, John Burns, and number 28, Ethan Call.
Lamb in a pistol set. Snap. Give Moreno. Starts inside, cuts right.
Moreno
Tries
on
to
the
cut it
carry.
back. He's got it down inside the 5. Fourth effort there against Hardison Borth will get him down to the 2, and that'll bring up third and goal.
Brought
Third
down
goal
by
from the
number
2.
99,
Bowie with the big
Hardison
opportunity here to
brings up third down for
really
Bulldogs.
put a ton of pressure on the Maroons. They can punch this thing into the end zone.
They run onto the field. The second tailback here for this offense, Julius Silva. Lamb will come off, so they're going to go back to this Wildcat set as their goal line package. Snap, Moreno spins in.
Moreno on the
Touchdown,
keeper.
Bowie.
Touchdown, Bulldogs! Blocking with the play, number 19, Carson Leopard. Number 53, Gavin Hernandez. 54, Tyler Glowak. 57, Gavin Coppin. 69, Tyler Merkel. And 77,
Well, Bowie comes
Owen
down,
Wacker.
comes out and does what they set their mind to do, take this ball, march downfield, and score. Maroons really behind the 8 ball now, down, getting ready to be down 21-0.
Snap, hold, extra point is good.
Rankings extra point is good.
21-0 Bowie lead. .8:28 remaining here in the third. And it's been, we've talked, the afflictions on offense have been the offensive line tonight. Testament to a very good and very stout Bowie front 7 that has made life just miserable for this offensive line, has made life miserable for everybody behind the offensive line that they're charged with protecting or opening up creases for.
Yeah.
Childers getting contact either, at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage. Jablone and Davenport aren't having time to read, set their feet, do anything passing-wise. And it's only been a few escapes by Elijah Jablone, a couple of broken tackles by Reed Childers. That's been your offense tonight. It's been 2 players really having to create for themselves a little bit.
And that's just a scratch out minimal.
Yeah, the one part of it that has kind of floored me, I would say,
Back to receive, number
has
16,
been
Logan Davis.
a lot of the plays here is Davis, interestingly, chose to field it instead of trying to let it bounce out of bounds, although it was a little bit close. He gets out to the 26-yard line. One thing I've noticed kind of tonight, it'd be interesting to kind of hear from Coach Cecil if it's, necessarily by design, if it was something they saw on tape in terms of how they wanted to attack Bowie. One of the things he talked about, he said, with the bye week, we spent time focusing on what do we do well and kind of emphasizing that, kind of getting an early jump start on Bowie. One thing I've noticed, something that has not taken place tonight on offense, they've kind of gone away from some of the RPOs, right?
Yeah.
None of the bubble screens, none of the jet sweeps or things like that, none of the touch passes. They've just kind of gotten away from that. Be interesting to see what they go back to here, as here's one for Davis out across midfield. Get it into the hands of your playmakers, and I'm kind of reminded of Urban Meyer, Nick Saban and Urban Meyer, really. And the talk of when you kind of get into a certain point, think players, not plays.
Yeah.
Get it into the hands of your speedy playmakers like Davis. And here they hand it off to Childers.
Ball carried by number 23,
Childers gets
Reed
bottled up,
Childers.
only picks up a yard.
He's brought down by number 0, Jackson Lang, and 33.
I was watching Nick Saban told the story of, his time in high school. And he called the plays then, and his coach came up to him and said, well, what are you going to call? Saban said, well, I think you should call the play, not me. And his coach said, well, you've got speed here. Is Davenport trying to take a shot downfield? That pass falls incomplete.
Well, they had an opportunity there, just a little bit overthrown.
But Saban said, his coach told me, he said, well, you've got this really good tight end. You've got a really fast tailback. I'd put it in one of their hands. And that, Saban said, he never thought of going into coaching. He was 15 at the time. He was a quarterback. And, his coach, kind of his first lesson in coaching was when the game is on the line, think players.
Players, not
plays.
Yeah. Who? Exactly. Who's going to make your plays? Who makes your plays?
Right. And right now, I think Austin High just kind of needing to go into that mindset right now. Think players, not plays right now, and get into the hands of the playmakers. And with Davenport, a little bit of misdirection, and it just doesn't work out. I think they were trying to think playmakers, but the problem of it is, to do that, you got to protect.
Yeah, you got to block. It's it's been an issue all season long, but today it's just it feels a little bit as if the O-line has come unraveled. That may sound strong, but
back to receive number 9, Evan Dranke.
They just can't get anything going. Outside of one play, rarely here or there.
Slipped a tackle and then takes a hard hit out to the 24-yard line.
Dranke brought down by number 91, Ryder Moody.
We don't have the numbers up here, but I don't even know how many TFLs that tackles for losses that Bowie has.
Yeah.
We've highlighted a couple of times on here the difference when Marino gets the ball for Bowie, like he's got a head of steam by the time he hits the line of scrimmage because nobody's been back there to meet him.
Right.
And now, granted, it's been on the edge a lot, but still nobody has beat him. No one has come in from the inside to force pressure, to force him to bounce, do this, do that, force him to cut. I mean, he's just coming with a head of steam, and he's getting to that second level. He's 3-4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage at a minimum before he starts seeing his first Austin High body. I mean, turn that around and Reed Childers get the ball. He's a yard or two in his backfield when he's already having to navigate Bowie defenders.
And just having a hard time of it, and it's, Reese Moreno able to pick up a little chunk of yardage there. I think it's the other part of it, I think, that kind of serves to add to the frustration, I think, if you're a Maroon fan watching this at home. You're seeing Maroon players getting wrapped up and dragged down, and then you watch Bowie's offense, and they're just, it looks like they greased down the uniforms before they started the game and, applied some more oil down to them, for halftime because outside of a couple plays like this one, it just feels like Bowie has been able to shed every tackle that's come their way, just slipping free, being elusive, evading everything. And, I mean, how many – and it's just a testament to how different this game could be. How many different times have we seen Moreno's wrapped up, Lamb is wrapped up for a loss.
But make a play.
And somehow they just shake it off and break loose and turn what should have been a negative as this ball is on the ground. They'll turn what should have been a negative into a positive, and here they avoid a negative, so to speak.
Yeah. So they'll be forced to punt here on the looks like there was some miscommunication with the snap. Quarterback wasn't ready. Lamb wasn't ready to get the snap, it looked like. And the ball bounced off him. Bowie was able to jump on it. The Bulldogs will be forced to punt here. Austin Hyde just rapidly running out of time inside the 5-minute mark of the third quarter.
Davis back to return.
Snap, punt. Davis fields it. Logan Davis slipped. Was trying to reverse course.
He saw an alley to the outside. He tried to bounce it out, and feet just came out from under him. But the Maroons will start out with great field position. They're in plus territory, but with the struggles on offense, I mean, even this is a long ways to go, and they need touchdowns. Field goals at this point virtually do them no good. So, They've got to get things cranking. They got to get things up to a boil rapidly. They can't afford to let that water just kind of slowly come up to a simmer and then a boil. They've got to get that thing raging right now.
They need to crank the heat on
Crank
high.
the heat, yep.
Jablon drops, scrambling to his right, loads up, lofts it downfield, incomplete. Throwing into traffic, had Vasquez, he thought, coming open late, and a late break by the Bowie defender. Able to knock it down. Fabian Lemuel able to get in there, had a hand on it. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Austin was running a little bit of hurry up on the last drive. Now they're breaking the huddle. They've got 10 seconds left to try to get this play off.
Snap, Jablon in trouble, and down he goes again, trying to climb the pocket. And he will go down for a loss of 2.
In the backfield by number 99,
3rd and 12.
Hinton. Also on that sack, number 0, Jackson Lane.
In comes Ford and Davis. Out will come Jablon,
They'll bring in Davenport on this play, 3rd and 11.
Diamond, and Bird.
If you're Davenport, you're like, great, I come in on 3rd and 11. It's bad enough that we can't block. Now the defense already knows we're.
They're going to, well, then you're expecting that they're probably going to tee off.
Yeah,
so it kind of turns in, do you keep an extra body in?
Yeah.
You
They're
got to go
coming.
to some more quick hitters.
They send two extra.
Davenport able to buy some time, passes behind Vasquez, and is intercepted.
The interception by number 6.
And Bowie will take over at their own 36. And just adding, there's a flag here to go with it. Was a holding call, but they will decline that. So Bowie will start at their own 39-yard line. Up 21-0 with 3:28 to play here in the 3rd. Defense may have to do the scoring for the Maroons at this juncture. As a quick little wide receiver screen, there's a flag thrown here.
Rams pass complete to number 13, Trevor Watts.
And I'm thinking this is going to be a roughing the passer call.
Donovan Hamilton.
Jackson Taylor was back there, and Taylor came up hands raised looking, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'll go against the Maroons.
It just hasn't been the Maroons' night.
Couldn't have been a worse time to have an off night if you're Austin High than tonight of all nights.
Wow.
1st and 10. Give to Moreno again, and Reese Moreno trying to cut this back. He's got 5 yards again
Number
before
20,
he is
Reese Moreno
met by a member of this Maroon defense.
Number 28, Ethan Cobb.
Kale with the stop.
Imagine we'll see Moreno run again. At this point, Bowie they can just sit on the ball. They'll run a little bit of option.
Moreno slipping here a little bit too, trying to cut it back. And he is finally
Moreno
stopped. They'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Brought down
Brings
by
up
number
3rd down.
99, Hardison Gordon.
I'll keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving.
Yeah. Third quarter rapidly winding down, coming up on 2 minutes left.
Out of the gun, Lamb. Stepping up and takes a hard hit. Jackson Taylor makes up for the
Lamb
missed
brought
sack
down by
earlier.
Number 0, Jackson
And
Taylor.
comes on with a huge hit on Lamb as he was trying to climb the pocket. It's a loss of 1, 4th and 8.
Back to punt, number 8, Kieran
And
Campbell.
Bowie will send out their punt unit. Up 21.
Receiving, number 16, Logan Davis.
Davis deep to receive. He's back. Heels at his own 6. As this punt is away, it's wobbly. And that'll roll out of bounds inside the 1. Davis is saying it hit his foot first. And then it bounced and rolled, and it does go that way. They'll say it hit at the 8-yard line.
Yeah. Right on the goalie's line to the goalie's box.
Yeah.
Well, we keep saying it. It's time for the Maroon offense to get things going. Got a minute 13 left in the third quarter, and they're 92 yards from pay dirt.
Receiver coming to motion, snap, give, and again wrapped up
Ball carried by number 20.
right at the line of scrimmage.
Reed Childers.
Childers
Brought down
nowhere
by
to
number
go.
0, Jackson Lang.
Down inside a minute now. And it's, you know, on that one at least in particular, it seemed almost, and it's been a couple times like this, where the initial hole gets through, in the initial push of the offensive line, it's working. They're downfield doing business. But then it's the wave that comes in behind, the flow defenders of the defense that comes in behind the gap created and essentially meet Childers in the hole. Here it's a quarterback sweep. Jablone able to turn the corner. Elijah Jablone out, and finally they'll step out. They'll say down at about the 30.
Well, that was easily their cleanest looking play of the night. Just a snap to Jablone. He just took the snap, and they loaded up that left side. Looks like that Bowie outnumbered on that side, and Jablone was able to get ahead of steam, much like what we've seen in Marino tonight. He got to that line of scrimmage going top speed already. Got out for about a 20-yard gain. Play clock rapidly running down here.
They'll need to get this off. They just do. A little misdirection. It's an end around. And Lorenzo Hoopman was able to turn the corner and pick up about 5.
Lorenzo Hoopman on the carry.
Maybe even 6, it looks like. They'll give it to him. 2nd and 4.
Brought down by number 20.
And I imagine the Maroons will just let clock wind down and take this into the fourth quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Bowie sideline was looking for a hold on that play. I can't say I disagree with them, but there have been very few holds called tonight.
Yeah, it's
of all the penalties. There's been a lot of penalties.
There's been a lot.
There have not been a ton of holds.
So when we come back, the start of the fourth quarter, Maroons trail 21. They'll have it 2nd and 4. Their playoff lives hang in the balance. We'll be right back. You're watching the Vibe Live Network, your home for Maroon football. Welcome back in. Start of the fourth quarter. Maroons. A little play fake. Jablon, quick fire over the head of Brady Ford. Had him coming open.
Jablon
saw it late, and I think that pass rush of Bowie forced him to have to hurry into his throw. Brings up third down, but it's a manageable third down. Third and four, as opposed to some of the third and forevers we've seen the Maroons in tonight, whether it's been because of sack, whether it's been because of penalty. They've been in some tough spots. This one, far more manageable. They'll split out 4 wide. Jablon to throw. They'll keep Childers in. Pressure in his face. Looking for Diamond. Passing complete.
Contact, but not enough to draw the flag, it looks like.
Number 80, Mac Diamond.
It'll be 4th and 4, and the Maroons. Coach Cecil will send out Peterson.
Back to receive, number 9, Evan Drangy.
And
Maroons, number 27, James Peterson.
Back deep to receive here. Low snap. Peterson just able to get this one away. High knuckleball. And Dranglet fields it at the 46-yard line. That is where Bowie will begin their drive. First drive for them here of the fourth quarter, and they're just about 11 and a half minutes away from clinching a playoff spot. Austin High locked Bowie out of the playoffs a season ago. That game was at House Park. Bowie now trying to right that wrong, so to speak, or return the favor and lock the Maroons out in kind. 1st and 10. Snap. Going back to that Wildcat, Reese Moreno. Finally meets opposition 9 yards downfield. Is stopped at the Maroon 45-yard line.
And number 28.
Found the Bulldogs. I'm just running that the rest of the game. You're up 21. 11 minutes left. Maroon offense is just not a threat to the Bulldogs tonight.
That's what they'll do. They'll stick with this Wildcat look. Here goes Moreno again. Reese Moreno with a head of steam to put an exclamation point on it.
Blocking on the play, number 19, Carson Ledford.
There's no flags to be found.
Tyler Glowon, 57, Gavin Cuppage, 69, Tyler Merkel, and 77, Owen Wagner.
Well, I know there's 10:48 left. You hate to.
Evan Drangy on for the extra point try.
Start talking about the inevitable, but there's a
Extra
block
point
extra
is
kick.
good.
Yeah. Is it good or blocked? I thought got stuck somewhere, got blocked.
Okay.
That extra point's no good. Bowie Bulldogs, 27.
But
it is no good, so.
Just not a game that the Maroons just have not looked sharp at all. I mean, just from the jump, offense unfortunately has just been sputtering. The defense has been gashed on the ground, and they have just been unable to get anything going. It's been a frustrating night for them, I'm sure. It's just Bowie has just come out and dominated in every way.
And it's certainly not, it's not a reflection, I would say, of, and I'm sure Coach Cecil would say, this isn't the same group that put in practice. I mean,
sure.
Coach Cecil had said, he thought they'd had a great couple weeks of practice here. Used the bye week to kind of get healthy, but he said, we got 3 good days of work in, and that the message had been that this is a playoff game. And unfortunately for the Maroons, they just didn't rise to the occasion. Ball came out late.
Looks like it went out of bounds.
And it did officially.
On the return.
But, on a night like this, it hasn't been the Maroons' night. A lot has not gone their way, just even in terms of the blocking, the avoidance, right, of tackles versus Austin High's inability to get loose. I mean, they've just been met 2 or 3 bodies. And for Bowie, I mean, they've had it a few times tonight. And as mentioned earlier, Bowie has just been, their ball carriers have been able to just shake off. It's like the uniforms are made of Teflon. Just nobody's been able to stick.
3 Childers.
As Childers picks up gain of about 2 or 3.
Number 34.
A little shaken up on the
Alex
play.
Rapids.
Childers will be able to stay in, but that's really sums it up. The offensive line has just been dominated from the first snap.
A little bubble screen here for Logan Davis. Davis, a little stutter step.
Logan Davis
Gets him out across the 35-yard line out to the 36.
Feels like the Bulldogs have got 1 or 2 defenders in the backfield almost immediately after the snap.
From Jump Street, and then you couple that with Austin High knowing that they have to push the ball downfield, trying to take longer dropbacks, trying to buy time for these routes to develop, allows for Bowie to essentially tee off on whichever quarterback is in at that point in time. And it's just culminated in the unfortunate showing here tonight as blitz coming. Little screen here for Childers. Childers in space. He is able to pick up that first down.
Brought down by number 34, Alex Arate.
Runs out of bounds. They'll stop the clock.
Yeah. Childers didn't look right on that play. He
is coming off here as well.
He never got a chance to get ahead of steam,
and so DeLeon will come in. Our first real look of Caleb DeLeon here tonight.
Yeah, Childers got that screen pass, made a great play, but when he turned to go upfield, he tried to get going, and he kind of pulled up almost immediately.
Davenport's going to tuck and run here. Whit Davenport showing a little power as he'll pick up 9.
Wow.
Davenport on the keeper.
He knocked that defensive back
down by number 90, Kay Venable.
Back around 4 or 5 yards, it seemed like. But it looks like Childers was kind of motioning towards his, kind of that left hip area right above it. Probably when earlier in the drive when he kind of got up a little bit slow.
Off, and got wrapped up, took a helmet. Trips on the left here. Davenport, play fake. Has all kinds of time. Dumps it off. Little one-handed grab for Enzo Hoopman. Hoopman ducks under a tackle. Hoopman's got a block from Davis, and he's down inside the 15.
Number 87, Lorenzo Hoopman.
Wow. I'm not sure how that pass got through, but it did. He made a one-hand snag. And then he managed to evade a defender, 2 defenders, make his way downfield.
Kind of a little return serve from what Jablon went through earlier.
Yeah.
And this time, though, Hoopman gets the better of the encounter, ducks under, and flips a defender. Davenport in trouble. Lofton is the end zone. And they're calling it an interception.
By number 6, Hayden Wells.
That is, I think, a generous call. So Davenport kind of throws a prayer, and it's a little bit of a fade route down here to the corner to Vasquez. And I know Vasquez initially kind of tried to stutter, tried to fake out the defensive back, and then come forward. And he got a hand on it initially. The defender then kind of somersaults in past him. And they're saying he caught it. I think it hit the ground.
Well, I mean,
And the defender was just fortunate that the official was kind of blocked by the bodies.
I saw the defender get up, and unless I'm mistaken, he didn't have the ball in his hand.
Well, he did.
He did, okay.
He came up, ball in hand.
Okay.
27,
Yeah,
Julius Silva.
I think if
on
there
the
were
carry.
instant replay, it probably wouldn't stand
Brought
as a
down by
catch.
number
Yeah,
24, Lou Berinsky.
But
know,
there's not.
You know, I like I said, I think it's kind of a generous call. I think the official, though, is in the tough spot because of where he's standing as the line judge. He ends up in a spot that when the play ends, you know, Limwell's back is essentially to him, and the collision with Vasquez, it just creates and muddies his field of view to the point that he can't get a good look.
Number 20.
Yeah, yeah.
Maurice Moreno on the carry.
And obviously we're playing live here. No, I mean, you just there's no second look at it.
He's brought down by a host of Maroons, led by number
So I mean, and he
28.
made the call because
Ethan
defender
Call.
comes up with the ball, thinks it's it's an incredible catch. I don't know what
Also on that
UIL
side, 97,
teaches in those
Michael
kind of
Bryant.
moments, because every officiating crew, at whatever league they're taught, by the league or by the district or the conference or whatever, how they want you to call that in those kinds of spots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
If in that kind of a situation, as Lamb fires a laser here over the middle, that pass
Lamb's
is caught,
complete to number 13, Trevor Watts.
and that'll be a first down.
He brought down by number 38, Donovan Hamilton.
Hamilton in coverage,
And
good
that
coverage
play
by
good for a
Hamilton,
first
just
down, Bowie.
better grab. But it's just, I don't know when you're in that spot how the UIO would like you to officiate that if you do give it to the defense in a situation kind of like that. And again, we don't know what he saw from his frame of view. Ours from up here, it seemed like the ball kind of bounced off the turf, maybe got jostled.
It didn't look like a clean play. But at this point,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And we're not,
Reynolds.
obviously not trying to kind of, beat a dead horse or anything like that at this juncture. And certainly don't want to belabor the point at all. It's one of those. I'm always kind of interested on that. If the frame of view of, hey, in these kind of spots, how would you officiate that? How would you call that in terms of?
Do you err on the side of it's incomplete if you don't see it?
Right, and it kind of goes into again, what did he see versus?
And maybe he did
ours.
have a good view. I don't know.
Could
have.
two Macs in the backfield, 3 wide here, and content. Lamb will keep this one.
Brady Lamb on the keeper. Brought down by number
Navy
20,
got a yard.
Hyder Horton.
3rd and 1. Give here,
Maurice Moreno on the carry.
Moreno, the hot hand, able to burst through for the first down.
He's tripped up the middle. But not before another first down, Bowie.
So it'll be 1st and 10. The Bulldogs can run this clock out, and unless the Maroons can generate some turnovers and some extra possessions, it certainly would seem that the Bulldogs are playoff bound. Snap, give, Silva outside. Silva gets through. Julius Silva down the sideline. Still churning. And they're saying he's out at the 1.
They rolled him out at the. I don't know about that call, but I guess they'll give it to him.
by Silva, and that brings up
First and goal to go
Bowie.
for Bowie from the 1. Snap, give, Silva trying to finish what he started.
Silva
Gets
on the
turned
carry.
away by the Maroon defense.
Still trying to figure out how the hell I marked out at the half-yard line. I didn't think he was out, but
Well, I don't think they said that he did get pushed out unless they're running the clock. But
yeah. I mean, it seemed like he got in, but maybe that was a makeup call for the 99 yards down at the other end.
they're going to run this down probably. They snapped it a little bit earlier than I thought they would. Lamb got a little impatient. That's why they called his number for it. And so Lamb's like, I can't wait any longer. I'm going to punch this in
I gotta
myself.
go. Yeah, that's my number. I'm calling it. Number 1, I'm calling it.
69, Tyler Merkel. 57, Gavin Coppage.
What are we running? Just shut up and block. I'm coming.
And 53, Gavin Hernandez.
It's kind of, because usually you'd say, all right, just kind of, keep winding it down, snap it with, inside 5 seconds on that play clock, and it didn't even get close to 5 seconds. Lamb, like, I can't wait anymore. We're going. And he does. He punched it in, and Bowie, this extra point is good. It'll thread through, and Bowie will take a 34-0 lead over the Maroons, and if the nail was not hammered into the coffin, then I would say that one will do it. And so Bowie will be playoff bound. And, we talked before, it was kind of unfortunate the way Bowie's schedule worked out, certainly the way it did last year. Austin High gets the win. Bowie's season comes to an end almost prematurely because you don't have that last week, just the way the district is set up.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of got a bye week, and so, Bowie's now 2 seasons in a row comes at the very tail end of the season. Now it works to their advantage. You get the win here tonight.
Yeah,
you get a playoff spot. You now have what amounts to 2 weeks of prep. Now, you may not know, or you may have some idea of who you're facing, but you kind of get to take 2 weeks. You get to get healthy. You get to focus.
Well, but also though, I mean, assuming you've got a pretty solid idea of who you're going to face, you split your staff up, you go scout the game, and kind of see what's what.
Get a good opportunity to kind of take a fresh look as Logan Davis cuts this back. He'll get stopped at
Logan Davis.
His own 35-yard line. Thought he had a lane outside to the left, cut it back right instead. And he had a lane there, too. I think he might have had more room outside, but, hindsight's 20/20 for a reason, okay? That's why we say it. And, of course, he can't see what we can see up here either. So, but I think for Bowie, you get the advantage. You get an extra week of prep time. You get an extra week to get guys back.
Yeah.
Haywood, keep in mind, they did this without their starting quarterback. Christian Haywood did not play tonight.
Yeah.
They had to do this with Brady Lamb, the backup, and he filled in admirably. Of course, they leaned pretty heavily on the ground game. Lamb was able to do some on the ground as well. As Jablon will look to throw, he's going to lay this down the sideline for Ford, and that's incomplete. Even if he had caught it, I don't know that it would have stayed because he'd been forced out of bounds.
He was forced out of bounds, but I didn't see a cap come off. I saw an official. Looks like he was adjusting his cap, so maybe he threw it out. Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead. What we got? 34-0. I'm going to sum up this Maroons game on this Halloween night. Just imagine the doorbell rings at 11 o'clock at night, and you go to answer it, and you've got Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and those two guys.
For number 15,
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees at your front door. That's what this.
Kind of what it feels like.
That's what it feels like tonight for the Maroons.
It's just been the little shop of horrors, so to speak. It's been the burger field of horrors.
But
for the Maroons tonight.
Let's do this. I mean, we've unfortunately we've had to discuss the Maroons' struggles tonight. But really, hats off to the Bowie Bulldogs. They came in, they were ready to play, and maybe they were looking for a little payback from last season. But they came in.
Center just got absolutely run over, and Jablon was able to get away in a Herculean effort from Elijah Jablon to drive across midfield.
If you saw that on TV, if you're paying attention, that center got blasted by what appeared to be a blitzing linebacker, perhaps. And maybe it was fortunate because him being on the ground opened up that for Jablon to be able to go right up the gut and get the first down. But again, credit to the Bulldogs. They came ready to play, and they've looked relatively sharp, and they look like a team that was locked in and ready to get to the playoffs.
Jablon going to do it again here, tuck it and run, and they'll keep that clock rolling.
And I'll also say this, and it's hard to sort of make comparisons of scores and games and so forth, but something that had caught my attention early in the year when you brought it up was when Bowie really had a battle with Dripping Springs, losing to Dripping Springs by only a touchdown, and that was kind of that kind of got my eyebrow raised a little bit because we know that Dripping Springs is a really, really strong team. And so I kind of was thinking, well, this Bowie team's probably got some ability, got some players.
It's on catch, Logan Davis trying to erase a goose egg. Davis has got it, stretched it out, he lost the ball. They're going to roll him down at the 1.
On pass, complete. Number 16.
Wow, that was a heck of an effort. He had a nice in route, caught it, made that first receiver miss, kind of weaved his way downfield and broke it one last time to the outside at about the 5. And, boy, he was hell-bent to get that ball in the end zone. He reached for it, but the ball looked like it came out. I don't know if it came out after he had reached anyway, but the official ruled him down at the 1. But, boy, he made one hell of an effort. He's probably been the best player for the Maroons tonight, doing some things on special teams, just trying to make a play.
Sure.
Just trying to make a play there.
And he's a little shaken up probably from the diving effort.
I think the dive, the run, and
kind of, they called it an injury timeout, and he was just kind of sitting on the sideline and just trying to catch his breath.
Yeah.
Kind of give him a breather, bring over the oxygen tank, come on, slide that down, hand him some water.
If that was me trying to make that, I probably wouldn't get up for a week.
It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. And the Maroons playing for pride here a little bit, trying to erase that goose egg. Snap, little end around, James Vasquez.
Ball carried by
caps it off. 1. Touchdown, Austin High.
There you go.
Vasquez. That's good for a touchdown.
Broke the cap, broke the seal. Nice run, nice play design. Little action to the right. Pitch it on a reverse, coming back to the left.
In basketball, we'd say the lid came off the basket finally.
That's right, that's right. Lid came off the basket.
On for the extra point, number 27, James Peterson.
Of course, at this point, basketball season just around the corner. Snap, hold, kick is up. It is good. 34-7 your score.
However, there's a flag on the play.
Did have a flag out.
Outside. Defense. Penalties decline. Try is good.
Well, and, tip your cap, like you said, to Bowie. The running game has been effective. Lamb has come in and did an outstanding job here in lieu of Christian Haywood. And then you add in on top of that, what they did defensively, I think is just, it almost trumps the offense. I get it, they put up 34 points, but this defense, absolutely, I mean, for the better part of this game until 1:49 was left in the fourth
Yeah,
quarter,
I mean-
blanked this Austin High team that,
And number 8,
I mean,
Campbell.
it was,
Number 27,
on a
James
Halloween
Peterson.
night, it was like a horror movie.
Yeah, it was ghoulish.
From the Austin High side of things, looking at this Bowie defense. I mean,
yeah.
they just terrorized
I mean,
this front of Austin High.
I mean, if as you said, the offense obviously put up some points.
They dropped the kickoff, by the way. Bowie able to recover it. Oh, boy, here's a big return from Linwell. And he's finally stopped across the
Well on that
35.
turn.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about,
Brought down by
I think the
number
Bowie offense has
57.
been solid. Okay, if we're talking about relative to the competition, the opponent, I'd say the Bowie offense was I'd give them a solid B plus.
Sure, yeah.
A solid B plus. If I'm looking at the defense, I'd give the defense an A plus, regardless of not getting the shutout. I mean, it was just not an effort where they kept the team off the scoreboard for 46 minutes. It was really a dominating, heavy tackles for losses type of game to where the Maroons got nothing going.
Yeah,
Weren't able to run any clock, weren't able to put up any points. They just, I mean, it was dominant. I mean, it wasn't we get a few first downs and then we'd force Austin High to punt. I mean, it was dominant.
Yeah, and again, and some of it is, Austin High won their night, right? They just came in, you have an off night, and it happens. I mean, look around college football, look around the NFL for examples of it. It happens. I mean, you can have and run into off nights. I mean, and it happens on a weekly basis, regardless of what you say or what you do. You just, star players on, these collegiate teams, they'll have off games.
Off-night
And
game,
just,
yeah.
sometimes it's just not your night.
I mean, Dallas goes to Denver last week, gets the brakes beat off. I mean, I know Denver's a good team, but I mean, that was just a dominant.
Sure, and it's an outlier, right?
Yeah.
And you look at it and you kind of say, this is not who they are. And this, performance tonight, it's not who Austin High is. It's not what we've seen over these last few weeks. It's not the team we've known and have watched and have had the, joy and pleasure to call and stand up here in the booth for. And we will again, of course, next week back at House Park. Lake Travis comes into town, so Austin High, they'll have their senior night, kind of have that closing night there.
Call on that last tackle.
Have a big opportunity and have some fun with that.
Yeah.
And again, it's an off night. Austin High's defense, despite the struggles against the run, did, I think, their part, and there's not much more you could have asked of this Maroon defense.
We talked about they need to come in, generate some turnovers. They did. I think they got, three turnovers, not four, I don't believe. I think three, but in that first half. But, I mean, they did some of the things they needed to do. It was just the offense was just rendered completely ineffective in the game.
Yeah.
Safe travels home.
So the Bowie Bulldogs will go to the playoffs. They'll head in with an extra week of rest, a week to perhaps scout possible opponents who, again, they probably will have a pretty good idea of, okay, let's go take a look at these two teams if that's what it's coming down to, and they've got plenty of film, but chance for them to scout perhaps next weekend.
For Austin High, you go into next week and you'll have Lake Travis coming to House Park, and for these seniors, that will be it. That will be their last night to put on the uniform, strap it up with this team, and do it one more time. And again, so I know it sounds like, man, you guys have been really ragging on Austin High tonight. Unfortunately, it's just a way this night has gone.
Yeah.
There is, however, plenty of positives to take away from it. We've tried to lay them out as best we can. This defense looked really good. This offense, while it's not their night, it's not who they've been either. The other part of it to keep in mind is Coach Cecil takes over this program after, Coach Riley left last year at the end of last season, and Coach Cecil comes in and takes over this program, and he's making changes and trying to change the culture of this program, trying to implement his way, some of his schemes, things he wants to do. And for all of the changes, keep in mind, too, we talked about this at the start of the year. You had to replace 4 of your 5 starters on offense, had to replace your starting quarterback, had to replace Bryson Batts.
Yeah.
There's a little spark plug that he was on this offense from last season. All of that was gone, wasn't coming back. You had to replace all of that in this offense. For all of the changes, you still came down to the Bowie game to determine who gets that last playoff spot, and you were up for it. You were in the conversation for it. Didn't go your way, and that, unfortunate as it is that it did not go your way, but you were in contention for it, and you were there for it at the tail end of the season. That you were in a spot to have that, and it just didn't manifest itself this year. Year 2 under Coach Cecil maybe is a different story. We're not quite into year 2, though. Still have a Lake Travis game to play. And so an opportunity for these guys to kind of go out, pull an upset, and go down swinging with their heads held high. But, kudos to Bowie on their season to get the win, to close it out, and do what they could not do last season. And get the playoff game. Last season, remember, this game was ugly last season.
Yeah, it was.
This was a knockdown, drag-out slugfest a season ago. It looked ugly. None of it looked pretty. Austin High turned it into a street fight, and they won it. Bowie said, we're not having any of that this season. We're playing our game. This is what it turned into. And, again, just kudos to them on their season. And, kudos to the Austin High defense for doing what they could to try and make it their game. Bowie's defense just unfortunately had the edge tonight against an Austin High offense that, when matched up against them, were just overpowered.
So, we'll see who Bowie gets. Last year when Austin High made it, they drew Vandegrift, which
the state champions. Vandegrift.
At the time, they were the future state champions. But so that was a tough draw. Of course, again, you got to figure out how it works with the whole big school, little school. I would imagine Bowie falls in the smaller classification. Being an Austin Independent School District school as opposed to, you got Dripping Springs, Lake Travis, and Westlake. I would imagine that Bowie will fall in the small school, so we'll see who they draw.
We'll find out. A lot to come out. Bowie will get an extra bye week, though, that they will get to face, and we'll see. And they'll get an extra week of prep here, so they'll get to sort through that. Austin High gets to host Lake Travis coming in the next week, so we will sort through it then. That will do it for us on behalf of our entire broadcast crew. Carson, Mr. Lee Smith joining us out here and helping us out with our camera situations here tonight. Coach Les back at the studio to help keep us on the rails. And, of course, our director of broadcasting, Mero Bertrand. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Paul Longoria, this is David Roy signing off on the Vipe Live Network, your home for Maroon football. Bowie clinches a playoff spot, 34-7 with a win over the Maroons. We'll be back next week, back at House Park, back on a Friday night, hosting Lake Travis. We'll see you then at 7:30 for kickoff. See you then. Have a good night. Happy Halloween, everyone at home.